Hello and welcome to Always Bored, Never Boring. I am a huge Masters of the Universe Battleground fan. I enjoy the game, but I love the miniatures. As someone who grew up watching He-Man, having a collection of miniatures from the franchise is a dream come true, so I have bought absolutely everything ever made for this game. It's a lot of stuff, and very little of it is painted at the moment. So today I am going to paint up one of my favourite characters, Fisto. As a kid, I ranked him as one of the top masters after reading the Clash of Arms mini-comic, in which he faces Skeletor's strongest warriors in single combat, one after another. He beats Clawful and Jitsu and stands his ground against Whiplash long enough for help to arrive. I don't think there are many other characters who could have achieved that. Fortunately, Archon Studio did a lovely job with the Fisto miniature. The pose is great. He's winding up a power punch nobody will want to be on the end of. And for anyone new to the channel, I should stress, I do tabletop quality painting here. My aim is to do quick, clean paint jobs to get miniatures coloured for the table as easily as possible without using any fancy techniques. So anybody, even new painters, should be able to have a stab at doing the same. And to get started, I have spray undercoated Fisto with Chaos Black. I've used black to help get a slightly darker skin tone and to aid with recess shading. I don't often use a white base unless I am doing something really cartoony. From here, I am going to layer on the base colours, starting with the skin. I am going to use Cadian Flesh Tone from Citadel. I am thinning it with a little water and applying 2 coats. I don't have to worry about being neat at this stage, and in fact overpainting slightly can be beneficial, as it reduces the risk of missing patches around the parts where the clothing meets the skin. When that's dry, I am going to base coat the hair and beard. This was very red on the old classic action figure, so I am going to use a 50-50 mix of Citadel's Mephiston Red and Mournfang Brown. This is probably not as red as it should be, but I would rather err on the side of making it more brown. Next, I am going to do the loincloth, and for this I am using a mix of 3 parts Citadel's Mournfang Brown to 1 part Citadel's Dryad Bark. I will thin this down with a little water and do 2 coats as per usual. And no, I won't be painting the boots brown, they will be purple. Once those base colours are completely dry, I am going to crack open the liquid talent, Agrax Earthshade. I'm going to slop this over all of the skin, the hair and the loincloth. And that will make everything look immediately better, but it will also make everything, especially the skin, look a bit dirty. We will deal with that, but next I want to do the purple on the clothing. For this I am using a base of beaten purple from the P3 range, and I am going to add Citadel's Macragge Blue. This will then go on the armour detailing, the waistband and the boots. Fisto does make a powerful fashion statement. Having done the purple, I can do the rest of the armour. Now on the classic action figure, the fist was a shiny metal, but the armour was more of a matte silver. So to achieve that, I'm going to do a 50-50 mix of Citadel's Leadbelcher with Citadel's Administratum Grey. 2 thin coats of this will go on the breastplate. Also note, on the original action figure, Fisto's wristband on his left arm was skin coloured, and in other media, he didn't have a wristband at all. On later toys, this band was either purple or the same metallic grey as the breastplate, so I am going to paint it matte silver. While I am doing the armour, I will also paint his metal fist with a pure coat of Leadbelcher so it's a bit shinier. And that is all of the main colours down, except for the base, which I will do at the end. So now, I need to do more shading and highlighting. I am going to use Citadel's Nuln Oil first. This is going to go over all of the metal and purple. I did consider using a purple or blue wash on the clothing, but eventually decided a darker wash would really help everything to pop and give the piece more of the Filmation cartoon look. Then I need to go back to each colour I have used in turn, thinning them down with Lamian Medium and gradually building up highlights on the raised details of the miniature. This is most important on the skin. I find that if you can get the skin right on Masters of the Universe pieces, most of the battle is already won. And at this point we could say we are done, but I am going to have a go at the eyes. For these I am going to thin down some Marrow White from P3, and then I am going to very carefully line in the eyes. Then I'm going to thin some Thamar Black, also from P3, and using my Psycho brush from Army Painter, I am going to dot in the pupils. With that done, I can breathe again. It's time to do the base. First, I'm going to coat the flagstones on the base with Xandri Dust, which is one of my favourite paints. As always, I am thinning the paint slightly and applying 2 coats. Then I'm going to use Steel Legion Drab to paint the floorboards. I will do 2 coats of that as well, and then when it's dry, I'm going to sloosh Agrax Earthshade over the whole base. From that point, it's just a case of doing highlights with Xandri Dust and Steel Legion Drab, and painting in the facing arrow with Thamar Black. And then, that is a finished Fisto. He will get a spray coat of Army Paint and Matte Varnish to protect him, and then he is ready to stride into battle alongside He-Man. Sadly, Archon Studio haven't made a Jitsu or Clawful for him to fight, so he will have to settle for a rematch with Whiplash for the time being. And that is it from me for now. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please consider pressing the like button. If you really like this video, please consider subscribing if you haven't already done so, and hopefully I will see you all again very soon. Bye bye everyone. Bye bye.